Hi, I'm an ex-Tesla salesperson. I was with the company for a few years, and I've been getting questions a lot recently about the Model X versus the Model Y. Now, there are a lot of videos out there on a new Model Y versus new Model X, and I think that that's the wrong question to be asking. The Model X is a lot more expensive than the Model Y. So, I think most people are actually wondering about a used Model X versus a new Model Y, since those are much more similar in price point. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 more reasons about why you should get a new Model Y instead of a Model X. Number 1, technology. If you look at my last video on this topic, right up here in the corner, the Model X has a lot less tech in it than the Model Y. The Model Y boasts faster charging times. You've got features like Sentry Mode and Dashcam mode and Autopilot hardware 3.0. These alone set the cars apart. And it's my opinion that all of these tech features make it much more worth it to own a Model Y than a Model X. Check out that last video if you want me to go more in depth into it, but this is going to lead me right into point number 2 of this video. So, number 2, resale value. This is very important. I believe that because the Model Y has much newer technology in it than the Model X, and a few other reasons, that the Model Y is going to depreciate slower. If you're enjoying the info in this video, please like it. It will boost it in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you. Firstly, the Model Y is a new car. There's going to be a lot of demand for something brand new to the world. Think of it as like the iPhone 11 just being released or the iPhone 12 just being released. There's going to be a lot of demand for it. People want the latest and greatest product from the company. Same thing with Tesla. The Model Y is the latest and greatest piece of technology from them. Anybody who owns a Model X right now and anybody owning a Model 3 is probably already considered, do I want to trade it in for a Model Y? And I've actually spoken to a lot of people who have had that exact same thought, because I also have too. That's a normal thought to have. Those people, some of them will buy the car. And when they do, their used cars will be entering the market, and the number of used cars that will be entering for that kind of Tesla will be increasing. Prices will not be as competitive, so on and so forth. Secondly here, we don't have a lot of info yet for resale in the Model Y, but we can compare it to the Model 3, and especially overseas in Europe, there is almost nobody trying to sell their Model 3. And the Model 3's been out since 2017, so people have been buying them for a while, and almost nobody wants to sell their car. That's so cool. And because of that, the values for used Model 3s are still really high. If you go online and try and look for one right now, you'll notice that a lot of them haven't really depreciated very much for what people are trying to sell them for. And the few that are online, they sell pretty fast. So we can expect the Model Y probably will retain pretty decent value for the foreseeable future anyways. Number 3, maintenance. The maintenance is really big. In a used Model X, especially models that were built before 2017, they used to have some issues with the Falcon Wing doors. They had since changed the way that the doors are built, but unfortunately, there were a few notorious stories of those wings breaking often, and unfortunately, those customers were back in service a lot. Now, yes, that will be under warranty, especially if the car still has a warranty on it, but it's a bummer to have to go back in for service for something that was built with not as much accuracy maybe as it could have been, or designed as best as it could be. It's been changed a lot since, and they hold up a lot better now in a lot of the newer X's, but that definitely was something to be concerned about. This chair is broken. Gnarly. Also, the Model X has an air suspension system, and I talked about this in one of my other videos with the Model S. I'm going to link it up here, but the air suspension in the car is nice. It's a nice feature to have, but once the car is out of warranty, it can be a really big bummer to fix. And if you're not the kind of person that cares as much anyways about the air suspension, then that's another thing to worry about that you kind of don't need. I have driven a lot in both the Model X and the Model 3 and the Model S, and I've driven both with and without air suspension, and to me, it's not a huge difference. And in fact, I actually really enjoy driving without an air suspension. I feel the road a little bit more, the car feels a little more responsive, and I just enjoy the feeling of a spring suspension. And it's not a make or break deal for me if it's a little bit bumpier when I'm going over the road. So to me, I'm not a fan of the air suspension system being mandatory in the car, and I would prefer to take one that doesn't have it. Also, next, The Model Y weighs a lot less than the Model X. The Model Y weighs about 5,300 pounds and the Model X gross weight is about 6,800 pounds. That's a big weight difference. And if a car weighs more, there's going to be a lot more strain and pressure on the parts in the system. The Y is also a product of a simpler drivetrain system and less buttons on the interior. You'll notice it boasts the exact same simple interior as the Model 3 does, which is very, very widely known if you've ever been inside of a Tesla. And that to me is an excellent reason that you'd want to have a car if there's not a lot to take care of. There's not a lot that can break in it anyways. If you disagree or if you think I should expand on any of these points, please leave a comment below. I believe that buying a Model Y today is going to be much better value than the Model X. I still think the Model X is an incredible car, but if your budget is falling in the range of $50,000 to $70,000, I think that buying a Model Y is an excellent decision instead of getting a used Model X. Please also go check out my video about the Model 3 versus the Model S, which is a question that a lot of people are dealing with today if you're in the market for a sedan. And please sign up for our emailing list. I've left a link down below. Also, if you are interested in buying a Tesla, please consider using my referral code, which is also down in the description. Stay safe.